election. 74-year-old Abdul Taib Mahmud has ruled the Malaysian state of Sarawak for 30 years, turning it into an industrialised economy, mostly by exporting timber and palm oil. But that's come at the expense of the country's fabled rainforests, attracting international condemnation. Even though Taib Mahmud is almost sure to be returned to office, an unlikely duo is leading a growing global campaign against him. Mike Sexton reports.
Mendengar Radio Free Sarawak bersama saya, Peter John anak apai atau lebih dikenali sebagai Papa.
Every day in a flat in the heart of London, an unlikely duo broadcasts to an audience on the other side of the world.
Kebanyakan berita yang dikeluarkan oleh Radio Free Sarawak ini.
Behind the microphone is Peter John Cabaran, the grandson of a headhunter from the jungles of Borneo. And behind the scenes is British investigative reporter Claire Rucastle-Brown, sister-in-law of former British Prime Minister Gordon Brown.
We make a very good pair, we care about the same things. Okay, so looking forward to what we've got for tomorrow.
Together they run Radio Free Sarawak, a tiny operation campaigning against one of Asia's most successful politicians, the Chief Minister of Sarawak, Taib Mahmud, whose business empire reportedly stretches across the globe, including Australia.
I would describe him as a dictator in all but name. He utterly controls Sarawak. He and his family own anything that's worth owning in Sarawak. They first brought everything into government monopoly and then privatised it into their own possession.
Sarawak lies on the island of Borneo and is the largest state in Malaysia. Before independence in 1963, it was a British colony, and among the expats living there was the Rucastle family.
I was born in Sarawak and grew up there, spent my early childhood there, and so I have very happy memories. And I remember a beautiful jungle that was my home and wonderful people that were my first friends.
Sarawak is blessed with natural resources, including stunning tropical rainforests. But during the 30-year reign of Taib Mahmud, much of the forest has been cleared for logging and replaced with palm oil plantations. The deforestation has marginalised wildlife, most notably the orangutan, which is now an endangered species, and it's destroyed the lifestyle of the indigenous people who traditionally live in communal homes known as longhouses. As a result of deforestation, tens of thousands of indigenous people have been displaced.
He wants the native who owns the land to stay in the sky, in the river. No way. We have to fight.
Peter John Cabaran first became alarmed while working for the Sarawak government's Land and Survey Department. He saw what he believes were illegal land deals, funneling billions of dollars into companies owned by the Chief Minister and his family.
They kept the secret in the strong room, and I'm one of them who has the access to the strong room.
When Peter John Cabaran began publicly questioning the government, he was arrested and eventually fled to London to set up Radio Free Sarawak.
We share the secrets, you see, that we found to the people, especially those in the longhouse who doesn't know anything, because most of the radio, the TV belongs to him.
Sarawak's forests are also a major contributor to the state's economy, remitting 750 million ringgit in annual revenue to the state government and providing employment for more than 80,000 people.
The Sarawak government strenuously disputes the claims made by the radio station, arguing it has a sustainable forestry industry that's delivered wealth and advancements such as hydroelectric schemes. The Home Minister says a police investigation has begun into what he calls the broadcast of malicious lies. But the campaign against Taib Mahmud is going beyond the airwaves.
The building behind the demonstrators here is the headquarters of his property empire here in London, one of his sister firms for the various property empires that we know he controls.
Claire Rucastle-Brown says Taib Mahmud and his family have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate around the world, including the Valentine on George Hotel in Sydney, where demonstrators gathered.
This innocent building here is actually owned by the Taib family.
Protesters have released a list of international companies associated with the Chief Minister, 9 of which are registered in Australia, including one that operates the Adelaide Hilton Hotel.
He has an official salary of 20,000 ringgit a month, which is about 10,000 Australian dollars a month. So it's very hard to gauge his wealth because there is obviously a much larger unofficial income that he is receiving.
But the money goes to other places too. Taib Mahmood's relationship with Australia began in the late 1950s when he was part of the Colombo Plan that brought gifted Asian students to study here. He completed a law degree at Adelaide University before returning to Sarawak, but the relationship continues. He's given generously to his alma mater. The courtyard outside the law school is named after him, and he has been awarded an honorary degree. The university declined to be interviewed by 7:30, instead saying,
"The university receives donations from many individuals and organisations across the globe. Taib Mahmood is a distinguished member of the university's alumni community and a past supporter of the University of Adelaide."
Adelaide University is not alone. 2 other Australian universities, Curtin and Swinburne, have campuses in Sarawak. And late last year, the Chief Minister was an honoured guest at Oxford.
It's my great privilege to present the first of those, the Right Honourable Pehin Sri Haji Abdul Taib Mahmood, the Chief Minister of Sarawak.
Claire Rucastle-Brown argues the universities, particularly Adelaide, is compromised by the relationship.
If it feels that Taib Mahmood is a figure who fits in with its ethical codes and that it's acceptable to receive money from a poorly paid public servant of Malaysia who happens to be incredibly rich, then they should get up and be proud to say it.
Taib Mahmood has just celebrated 30 years as Chief Minister, but the 74-year-old is seeking re-election. Peter John Jabin says because the media in Sarawak is controlled by Taib Mahmood, he'll continue his pirate broadcasts with the hope one day of returning to the country he loves.
It's my land, my people, my family. I miss my home so much, and of course, I want to go back.
That report from Mike Sexton. As we all know, binge drinking is a major problem in Australia, and authorities really want to prevent teenagers developing that habit early. A Perth local